Gather all of your ingredients together before you even heat up the pan. It makes the stir fry come together quick. Stir fry is designed to be a quick, easy, fast meal. If you've never used bok choy in your stir fry before, it will up your flavor level. If your stir fry is getting a little bit boring, it's easy to find in the grocery store once you're looking for it, especially if you have an Asian grocery somewhere near you. There's multiple kinds of bok choy. We get ours. This is our second harvest. The initial harvest went into our kimchi recipe, and the second harvest here, we're about 3 weeks on past that first harvest, and it grows back. Not quite as hearty, but perfect stir fry size. Bok choy is an excellent spring and fall planting crop. Grows better in the cool weathers, doesn't do well in the heat of the summer. That brown stump in the middle was our first harvest.
These cast iron woks are absolutely awesome.
Pick your stir frying oil. We like to use something actually labeled stir fry oil, which is sesame oil with flavorings in it, ginger and garlic. Heat that oil up and throw in about a tablespoon of garlic and sear that until it's just golden in color. Don't burn your garlic, it gets bitter. Next, you're going to add in about 2 cups of thinly sliced chicken meat. That will stop the garlic from cooking or burning any further.
It's not ideal to use chicken breasts with this recipe. What actually comes out better and costs less is chicken thighs, but that's what we have around is chicken breasts that need to be cooked and eaten. So we're going to slice that into thin strips and use that.
You'll want to cook that chicken for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then you're going to add in your flavoring or your sauces. If you have fresh ground black pepper or just regular pepper, throw this in on top of the meat as it's frying as well.
You can use regular soy sauce for this, but with those mushrooms going in, we like to put in some mushroom soy sauce, and that adds just another little depth of flavor to that, instead of just regular plain soy sauce.
Add in a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons worth of soy sauce, and you're starting to build your salt content. You will not actually directly add any salt into your soy sauce, especially if you're salt conscious. Next, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of your favorite sauce. I'd recommend hoisin if General Tso's is too hot for you. This next tip is critical because you're adding a little bit more of that salt. Chicken bouillon. You're adding salt, but also adding another layer of flavor. We also, on top of the General Tso's, we like our stir fry pretty spicy, so we add some color with some pickled peppers and heat.
This recipe can be done with just the bok choy and the chicken and the sauce, but we like to add a little bit to it. Throw some onion in there, some mushrooms, as well as some chili peppers. That red color in amongst all that green makes it pop. Nice eye appeal.
For the next step, you're going to be adding in your vegetables in order of how long they take to cook. And when I say long, you're talking 2 or 3 minutes. You'll be putting in the mushrooms, then the onions, and those onions will sweat down, and when they become translucent, you're ready to move on to the final step. Manage your heat in the wok so that you're never really at that scorching temperature that you see in the restaurant videos. You don't really have the setup to do that well, and it's too easy to scald and burn the food if you're trying to make that wok screaming hot, flame shooting up the side. It's fancy looking, but those people are the professionals.
With one of these 15,000 BTU portable gas grills, they kick out the heat. They make that wok so effective. You get that restaurant style sear out of it.
And the last step, we're going to sweat that bok choy, the star of the show, down. The crispiness, the crunch, you'll hear it during the taste testing portion of the video. It's what makes the whole dish pop. Not only do you get liquids from the onions and the mushrooms, But the bok choy is going to be the final release of the liquids as they sweat down, and it will complete the sauce. You don't have to add any more liquids to it, and you'll get a nice, creamy, thick sauce with no starches or flour in order to thicken it up. If you wanted to, you could eat this over rice, or more specifically, maybe some noodles, some lo mein noodles. That would go really well with it. As of this, as just a bowl with the stir fry, we're watching our carbs, and really the only significant carbs of this come with the sauce. So it's minimal at this point, at this stopping point. You do have the options of pouring this over another rice or noodles. Another critical part of this, you'll notice that we have a lot of the ingredients left. Don't overload your wok. If you're cooking for larger servings, larger groups of people, you can overload your wok and you won't get a proper fry. So cooking in batches, you'll get a better, tastier, higher quality product at the end.
You can taste the garden fresh in this. And that's good. The bok choy makes it. So delicious. Whether you buy your bok choy at the store or get it out of the garden, either way is good. You can make this quick, fast, stir fry.
If you enjoyed this video, you'd probably enjoy our other bok choy videos. We're currently in the bok choy avalanche, so we're creating a playlist. Just recently, we released a bok choy kimchi video. Please take a look. If you want to preserve your harvest, click here to see how we can turn this same bok choy into spicy kimchi. We've also got other cast iron, garden growing, you name it. The Teach a Man to Fish concept is doing it yourself and using all of the resources that you can find at your fingertips.